All right, let's talk about Gremlin. This is a language that's really changing the game when it comes to how we understand data. I mean, have you ever wondered how investigators can possibly untangle these super complex fraud rings? Or how social networks map out literally billions of connections? Well, the answer is in thinking about data in a totally different way, and that's exactly what we're gonna explore today.
You've heard the saying about a needle in a haystack, right? Well, imagine this. The haystacks themselves are all connected to each other. That's the challenge we're facing with modern data. And you know what? Traditional databases, the ones built for neat little rows and columns, they just weren't built for this kind of mess.
And this right here is the heart of the matter. The real gold in today's data isn't just in the individual data points anymore. Nope, it's in the relationships between them. Figuring out those connections is where the real insights are hiding. And that takes a completely different approach and, you guessed it, a new kind of tool.
Okay, so let's get into it. To really appreciate why Gremlin is such a big deal, we first need to wrap our heads around the exact problem it was designed to solve, and that is the relationship problem.
And look, this isn't some abstract, theoretical idea. We're talking about real-world networks that are literally all around us. Think about a fraud ring where dirty money is hopping between dozens of accounts to hide its trail. Or a supply chain where one tiny delay with one supplier can cause a massive ripple effect. Trying to trace those paths with traditional database joins, it's painfully slow, clunky, and just not the right tool for the job.
So here's the fundamental split. A traditional database might tell you, okay, transaction A happened, and transaction B happened. Cool. A graph database, on the other hand, can instantly show you that transaction A funded transaction B, which was part of a chain that connects all the way back to a known fraudulent account. You see, it sees the entire story, not just a bunch of disconnected events.
And that, right there, brings us to the hero of our story, Gremlin. It's the language that was purpose-built to navigate this complex world of connections and to ask questions of that full picture. So what is it exactly? Well, at its core, Gremlin is a graph traversal language. Now, there are two super important things in that definition. First, it's vendor neutral, which means you're not locked into one company's database. And second, it's imperative, which is just a fancy way of saying you tell it exactly how to walk through the web of data, step by step. And this combination of features is really what makes Gremlin so incredibly powerful. Being vendor neutral? That's a huge deal. It means the skills you learn are portable. Plus, the fact that it can handle both those super fast, real-time queries, that's the OLTP part, and those massive, deep analytical jobs, the OLAP part, makes it unbelievably versatile. It's like the Swiss Army knife for graph data. For real. So this brings us to the core concept of Gremlin itself. Thinking in traversals. Now, it might sound a little complicated, but I promise it's actually a really intuitive way to explore all this connected data. Simply put, a traversal is just a recipe. It's a sequence of instructions. You start somewhere in your graph, let's say at a specific customer, and then you just follow the connections or the edges to find out, what products they bought or who their friends are. This visual here is the perfect analogy. Seriously, think of a pipeline. You pour all your data in at the beginning, and at each joint in the pipe, you do something. You filter it, you transform it, or you follow a specific path. What comes out at the very end is your precise, clean answer. Let's make that a little more concrete. A query might start with g.v. That's like opening the floodgates and pouring all the vertices, every person, place, or thing in your data into the pipeline. The next step, .hasName, Alice, acts like a filter. It narrows that massive stream down to just one person, Alice. And finally, .outFriend tells Gremlin, okay, from Alice, walk along all the outgoing friend connections. What pops out at the end of the pipe? A nice, clean list of all her friends. See? Each step just refines the result. So that's the theory. But where does this whole pipeline idea really show its muscle? Let's take a look at how it's used to solve some incredibly complex, real-world problems. Let's circle back to that fraud example. You've got millions of transactions flying around. How on earth do you find a small, coordinated group of accounts that are trying to hide what they're doing? For a traditional database, that is an absolute nightmare. But for Gremlin, this is what it was born to do. You can write a traversal that basically says, hey, start at this suspicious account, follow maybe 4 or 5 money transfers, and tell me if you end up back where you started. That kind of circular, path-finding logic is exactly what traversals are built for.
And this power goes way beyond just fraud. It's the very same logic that powers recommendation engines. You know, the whole people who bought this also liked that thing. It builds those 360-degree customer profiles, tracks a cyber attack's path through a network, or pinpoints a critical risk in a global supply chain. The applications are just incredibly diverse.
So, with all this power, where does Gremlin actually live? How widely is it even used? Let's zoom out for a second and look at its place in the bigger tech world. And this, right here, is arguably Gremlin's greatest strength. This is not some niche, obscure tool. It is the standard query language for major cloud databases like Amazon Neptune and Azure Cosmos DB, and for really popular open-source engines like Janus Graph. It has become the de facto lingua franca for graph databases. And here's why that really matters to you. Learning Gremlin isn't like learning some proprietary tool that only works for one database. No way. It's a skill you can take with you from project to project, from one cloud provider to the next. That kind of portability is incredibly valuable for anyone working in the data space today. Now, to be fair, Gremlin isn't the only graph language out there. Its main alternative is a language called Cypher, which takes a declarative approach. Think of it like ordering a pizza. With Cypher, you just say, I want a pepperoni pizza. You declare what you want. You don't give the chef step-by-step instructions. Gremlin is imperative. You're the chef. You provide the exact recipe. So Cypher is often easier to read, but its vendor support is way narrower. It's mostly tied to Neo4j. The key trade-off, really, is Gremlin's broad support and precise control versus Cypher's readability. This quote just nails it. It really gets to the core of why Gremlin is so dominant. It's described as robust, expressive, and flexible because that unique mix of power and control is what allows it to be the engine for some of the most sophisticated, most advanced graph systems on the entire planet. So if you're going to remember just 3 things from all this, make it these. Number 1, today's data is all about relationships, and Gremlin is the tool built to explore them. 2, Gremlin's step-by-step traversals are an incredibly powerful way to forge paths through your data. And 3, its universal support makes it the most portable and future-proof skill you can learn in a graph database world. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Now that you know about this powerful way to navigate connections, think about your own world, your company, your industry, your community. What complex relationships are just sitting there waiting to be unraveled?